Well, guess what? Mark Cuban, even if he was saying vote for Harris, is now infinitely richer as a result of all the billionaires just gained an unprecedented amount of money after Trump's victory. The stock market, big money was so happy. They don't give a about fascism. They don't give a about people's rights. They don't give a about women. They don't give two about any of that. Nah, this is good for business. This is great. Oh, yeah.
On Wednesday, independent Senator Bernie Sanders blasted the Democratic Party. In a statement, Sanders said, quote, "It should come as no great surprise that a Democratic Party, which has abandoned working-class people, would find that the working class has abandoned them. While the Democratic leadership defends the status quo, the American people are angry and want change. And they're right," Sanders said. To talk more about Tuesday's election, we're joined by Robin D.G. Kelley, professor of history at UCLA, who studies social movements. He's author of many books, including Freedom Dreams, The Black Radical Imagination. Professor Kelley, it's great to have you back with us. If you can start off by talking about Donald Trump's major victory. I mean, sweeping the country, actually winning the popular vote as well as what looks like the Electoral College vote. Harris winning far fewer millions of votes than President Biden did in 2020, though some Democrats, for example, Alyssa Slotkin in Michigan, polled much higher and won. She did not get those same
I will. Thank you.
Votes. And end by talking about what Democratic Senator Sanders is saying, that the Democratic Party has abandoned the working class.
Right. Well, let's begin with Senator Sanders. He's absolutely right. The Democratic Party abandoned the working class. Kamala Harris ran on a ticket of moving toward the right, shifting, pivoting toward the right, bragging that Liz Cheney is endorsing.
Holy shit, Sam Rocher, thank you so much for the $100 dono. Very generous of you. Dumb question, but do you think it's possible that the leftists from the Democratic Party can leave and make an actual leftist party instead of the centrist party? Or is it way too completely to replace the current leadership and separate it from its conflict of interest? I think, honestly, that if there's an independent third party or a green party or whatever manifestation it takes, they need to stop saying we're just going to run for the presidency and start trying to actually get a congressperson elected as in the same way that there's an independent senator in the form of Bernie Sanders. Start working if you are trying to build that coalition at getting people elected into much more winnable seats than just simply trying to win the presidency. And in the case of the Green Party and Jill Stein, like, she pops up every 4 years, doesn't do anything on social media in the interim, and then when she does pop up, it's kind of like, I'm the solution to genocide, so vote for me. And she wasn't, by the way, a spoiler. There's mathematically that is just simply not the case. There was no pathway to victory, even if Jill Stein had dropped out at the last second, that would not have swayed the election. So there's no such case to be made about the spoiler candidate. But genuinely, if you want to build a worker party or a third party in the U.S., it can't be one in which you do not have any House of Representatives, any senators whatsoever, and then hope that you're going to get, at best 5% federally of the vote, maybe 10%, but then it's just going to continuously, this debate will be happening in perpetuity, where all of the moralist weirdo left will come along and be like, this is the solution to all our problems, even though don't vote, electoralism is a fraud, it's part of the capitalist machine, but at the same time this vote will save the world. And then it's like, well, yeah, as long as that remains the case, then it'll just be an issue of throwing your vote away once every 4 years without actually building power. Build power at the local levels. Build power at the the city level is the easiest pathway right now and has the most dramatic effects at preserving a lot of rights for workers. Again, look at Shamsawant, Seattle, $15 minimum wage. Look at what Adam Conover and their leftist candidates in LA did to reduce homelessness. I think something dramatic dramatic too. He had the stats up on his page, but it's like, yeah, we did something about it. We were tired of seeing homeless people all over the street. I volunteered for an organization that helped clothe and feed them, but at the end of the day, we banded together and we ended up getting and electing council people who directly did housing first initiatives and tackled it from that perspective, and they had dramatic results. That is a pathway, an absolutely viable pathway. That's a pathway that can start being done now. You don't need to wait 4 years. You don't need to wait for the midterms. You don't need to wait for the next big, sexy fucking federal election. Now, on the Democratic side, they're going to lose in perpetuity if they only are a liberal working party for billionaires. That's it. There's going to be a rejection of them. There's going to be a huge backlash. There's going to be a continuation of people not being inspired. You can't have like the last year of Joe Biden's term, after the first 3, which would have been characterized in my assessment. I would have been singing praises about a lot of the accomplishments that that Biden did over Trump. I mean, a dramatic reduction in the amount of drone strikes internationally, the complete withdrawal of Afghanistan, completion, from that illegal occupation, the protection of a lot of workers' rights, the implementation of, various figures within, financial sectors to try and, protect some consumer rights. Like, I would have been singing all of that, but the last year, and what will probably tarnish and characterize the entirety of his administration, was complete and unfettered support for a genocidal regime in Israel, and continuously pushing the idea that this is in the American interest, and that even though there's multiple wars now breaking out in the Middle East, it seems like they are now attacking Syria, they're now attacking Lebanon, they're attacking Yemen. This is again in America's security interest, and we need to continue to do this. And it started to feel like absolutely like Bush era, like neocon warmongers, where they're continuously selling you this idea that this is for the safety and security of the United States and the world. We need to preserve the liberal world order, and we need to do everything in our power to continue to prop it up and fund it. Well, that becomes immediately horrifying to an entire generation, especially to people who have spent the last year just aghast at watching what is taking place towards Palestinians. That pitch is never going to work. You're never going to be able to do those two things, right? If touting billionaires, being like, hey, we got the good billionaires, we got Mark Cuban, get Mark Cuban on the stage, all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Mark Cuban, even if he was saying vote for Harris, is now infinitely richer as a result of all the billionaires just gained an unprecedented amount of money after Trump's victory. The stock market, big money was so happy. They don't give a fuck about fascism. They don't give a fuck about people's fucking rights. They don't give a fuck about women. They don't give 2 fucks about any of that. Nah, this is good for business. This is great. Oh yeah. There was stocks in ICE, like companies that outsource, paramilitary ICE, fucking whatever you want to call them, Gestapo. Those stocks soared. Like, numbers go up, big money happy. Don't give a fuck about the future. Don't give a fuck about the planet. Don't give a fuck about climate change. Line go up over and over and over. Lucid Fox, good to see you. I build power in the mitochondria. Lucid Fox, everybody go check it out. Probably my favorite plant. And also Maple Takes, thank you. Sending Clinton to try and win the pro-Palestine vote sure was a choice. Yep. Hey, why don't you excise the Clintons from the party? There's a start. Stop associating with them whatsoever. They're despised on all fronts, on all levels. Ain't nobody happy with the Clintons, very few liberal insider weirdos, Pod Save America bros, sure, but like, who the fuck likes the Clintons? Everyone now knows Bill Clinton is most likely a serial pedophile rapist, deeply involved with Jeffrey Epstein, disgusting human being. And why is he speaking right now? Oh my God, he's speaking in Michigan. Oh my God, he's being real racist. Holy shit, he's doing revisionist history. Well, we'll see what that does,
Endorsing her. And so there was really no program to focus on the actual suffering of working people across the board. That's true. Now, when we think about 2024.
Obama's wasn't great either. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I was also disappointed with the way he was phrasing everything. You know, it's always that condescension that like it was a disaster for Hillary Clinton. The condescension, right? It did not work out at all. The whole kind of like, you know, and then trumpeted by Kamala as well, being like, I'm speaking, you know, kind of thing. Like, you have to understand what happened on October 7th. You don't understand how the world works. It's funny. I was just about to start talking about how everyone is being blamed right now, including, you know, Hassan, which seems to be a pretty constant theme.
Hey, if you'd like to unlock secret bonus episodes as well as uncensored content, go to patreon.com/The Serfs. This show is produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Puppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Travis McClinton, Trincell, Words Greenwood, with additional support coming from all of these amazing human beings right here.